What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Joseph Spidey Parker. Joseph Parker ranks Joyce ahead of both Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz. Joseph Parker was undeterred and filled with unbridled confidence heading into the heavyweight scrap against Joyce. But after 11 hard rounds, Joyce chose that he wasn't the choice to be the guy that gets beaten that night. Bars. And Joseph said this. He said, Joyce is right at the top, said Parker during an interview. He said, the pressure, the punches, the determination just to keep pushing, just respect for what he showed. Okay. He also said that, listen, there is no point of asking about Fury because we're very close and I back Fury to win the fight, but it would be an interesting fight. And I edge Joyce over Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz. Let me counterpunch. Andy Ruiz, I can understand that. Why? Because he beat Andy Ruiz and really he decisioned Andy Ruiz when Andy Ruiz was his last fight with Top Rank, and he beat him by majority decision, or was it split decision? One of those. It was a close fight, but then, you know, Andy Ruiz hasn't really done anything since he beat Joshua, you know, and, you know, he's beaten some fighters, Chris Arreola, Luis Ortiz, but it hasn't been, you know, like a very impressive, you know, it's been mediocre. As far as Joshua goes, Joshua has been beaten by Usyk, and Usyk beat them both, him and Parker. So him saying that Joyce is over them, Joyce at this point, I think in the mind of Parker, you know, holds high value. But I think that's a personal ranking. I don't think that's a ranking that you can really say, oh, well, you know, Joyce is higher than those two. But we can agree on this, and I agree with Parker saying he is right there at the top. He is the mandatory. He fought his way to that particular position, and you have to respect that. You know, now, is he over Joshua and Ruiz? Well, you know, he's not fought any of those guys professionally, so there's no way of knowing if he's over them or not. You know, and then in the WBO rankings, sure he would be, right? Because I don't know what Andy Ruiz is ranked, you know, but if anything, Andy Ruiz shouldn't even really be in the position that he's in. You know, I think he's only there because there was nobody else to put there, you know, that they feel that they can market off of. But the WBO, yeah, you're talking about a guy that you decisioned, so you don't really hold him high regard. Andy Ruiz, why would you? Why should you? And then Anthony Joshua, you know, of course, has beaten Joseph Parker, but it wasn't to that degree like Joseph Parker's been beaten by, by Joyce. Okay. So, you know, it's always people give homage to the person that really took them down. And a lot of times, you know, if you lost a decision, you're not going to really regard a decision as a dominant performance over that, especially when he had his moments. That was a chess-like fight, okay? That was like a chess game. And I thought it was boring. I was on my way to Galveston. I mean, I was actually trying to leave Austin, and I'm wondering, okay, who's going to knock who out? Because I'm really tired of looking at this fight. Well, I sat there for 12 rounds, right? And, you know, I had to get out of Dodge and stuff, but, you know, it just showed you that there was really nothing about that fight that raised my eyebrows at all, you know. So I can see why Parker would rate Joyce over Andy Ruiz, someone that he beat, and Anthony Joshua that he feels that it was kind of either close or really was a mediocre performance by Anthony Joshua. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Joseph Parker ranking Joyce ahead of Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.